How many of you have this mop, the Swiffer Wet Jet? Stay tuned till the end of this video, because I'm going to show you how you can save. Is it safe to say that I think winter needs to end for everyone? I usually am not bothered by winter. I don't like heat, so winter's usually a great time for me. But keeping up on things that I need to keep up on lately has become legitimately painful. But we'll get there. I'm not worried about that. So, speaking of painful, I had a whole clip showing me making meatloaf that I was going to add to this video. And, unfortunately for me, in order to record a video, you actually have to press record. And I did not. This is trash. Disgusting. So, that clip went to nowhere land because it didn't record. So you won't get to see me make meatloaf tonight because your girl forgot to press record. Very important part of making videos. I wasn't feeling good last night. I seemed to have gotten a cold from somewhere, and I took medication that is the equivalent to Nyquil, and let's just say I woke up feeling like my head was spinning in the clouds somewhere. So that's been the process of today, trying to get my head out of the clouds and into a real thought process. And oh my gosh, this stuff made me dizzy and everything else. I don't even know why. But that'll be the last time for that, unless I'm half dead, so. I get this sink cleaned out. And I think I'm gonna go back to my Dawn Easy Squeeze tonight, just for the simple fact that I want to smell something different. And yes, I am washing my dishes, my sink, around my silverware that I'm just going to leave in the sink. It isn't too much of a mess to bother with putting it anywhere else. So there's that. We're going to get the sink filled. We're going to get these dishes done. And hopefully, we can chat a little bit while I do so. Some of these dishes have stuff on them, so kind of rinsing as I go. So I tried a little experiment last night to just see what everybody was at with how I record these videos without actually asking, because I wanted to see actual proof, and I came to the conclusion that videos that are just sound do not do well. They don't perform well. That didn't make any sense. Videos that are just music with an intro or an outro do not do well. It seems that everybody likes to hear me talk. So 99.9% of the time, hopefully, that is what you will get. Part of the reason too yesterday is my voice was more raspy than usual, so I really kind of wanted to let my throat rest and feel better before I really got on here talking and so forth. And I need something to wash dishes with. I am out of my favorite sponges, which are the Scrub Daddy. So I'm just going to use a microfiber because they're nice and big and get into all the corners. Except that corner, which has something on it. Yes, so I found the talking videos do better. I also find they're easier for me to record for you, so, you know, that's that. Because I spent way too much time yesterday editing that video. Nobody's even watching, and this is not good. Oh, this is so not good. I don't know if you can see on here. It's broken, and I hope it's not in my sink somewhere. This is why I do not like glass glasses. I think I'm going to drain the sink and make sure after that there's nothing left in here. I'd rather not lose a finger to washing dishes. I have this horrible habit of stacking things up when I'm bringing things downstairs, and clearly I gotta get a tray or something. That does not need to be in there. Get a few more of these done, and I'm gonna drain and refill.
Having dreams in a dream, I wonder why I carried on with the things that made you lose your mind. There's no way I can undo what I've done. Can we be strangers again, start fresh like a morning? What's so bad about that? So why won't you follow? Why won't you follow me home? I know I can't make you mine. Yes, I ran out of time. So I fell down way deep. But if I can't have the real you, then let me make a 3D print of you.
So So we got the sink cleaned out. Now for the potatoes. Get them washed off. Now to grab a cutting board and we will cut them up and get my potatoes. My cutting board likes to slide around some because there's no feet on them. They're just smooth. So I generally, if I'm cutting something up, like to put a damp towel underneath it so it stays in place. And I'm just going to peel these potatoes up and then we will get them cut up. Actually bring this over here because I'm not cutting yet. I'm going to get these peeled. We are having, as I mentioned, meatloaf, which I didn't get to record because I forgot to press record, and mashed potatoes, which I like to use russet to make mashed because they don't go gluey on me. I must be an over mixer, so there's that. I'm going to get these potatoes all peeled and then we'll come back and get these cut up.
Of you, all my friends keep on saying that I'm better off alone. They don't know what it feels like, but I do.
So some parsley flakes. Well, that pepper's not going to open, so some black pepper. And this is all things I put into my potatoes while they're cooking. I know some people do not do that. I do. I think it makes them come out slightly better. And last, garlic powder. And I'll probably add a little more of some of these things as I go. These need to be washed. And I need to find something to drain grease into. I am not pouring grease into my sink. I'm pouring it into a bowl in my sink, so don't yell. I'm gonna go grab my ketchup and put the ketchup on this and turn the temperature down on my oven. Where? Just nothing special, just regular ketchup. And I'm really going to try not to overdo it with it either, as I overdo it. I'm bringing the temperature of my oven down to 325 because the meatloaf is clearly basically done. So, in fact, I think I overdid it a little bit, but that's okay. In fact, I'm not going to keep this in the whole time. Okay, so this needs to go back in for a short amount of time. I'm boiling my potatoes, and I've got corn I'm gonna get this countertop cleared off. Throw away all the soaps I'm not using. I wasn't gonna have them all out. Leave the pretty one out. Spaghetti sauce the other night. This is not one of them. Trying not to get the whole thing soaked because it has to go back on my sugar. I got it. Not too wet, thank goodness. I know people tend to ask when they see the same color cloth. They think you're using the same one for everything. I'd hate to think of somebody doing that. Don't want to get the sugar off, but yeah. Back to normal. I need some more of the pink stuff. I am running out. That's almost gone. So, I've actually, this is not spraying very well anymore, and the cover to this is broken. So, I'm actually, since they're both for wood, just going to dump what little is left of this. Clean it out, so I'm not combining stuff, although this one does smell so much better. The sink I just cleaned out is completely trashed, but it's going to be anyway because I have to make supper. Let's see this cover Dollar Tree bottle for you. I'm going to just fill this up so I can use it now. I've tried to use it before and discovered that while the cover's all wobbly, that's not a good thing to do. It takes about half a bottle. This is wood cleaner as well, just a different type. I've not used it much because, like I said, the cover's been messed up. I saved it for when this was empty. I'm not actually going to put the sprayer back on this because it's broken. But I am going to put the cap back on. I'm just going to store it back underneath my cabinet. This is what it is. It's LA's Totally Awesome wood cleaner for wood and other surfaces. It says actually puts cleaning power into what? Actually puts cleaning power into plain old water. So I don't know what the whole water thing's about because it's in the spray bottle, but I use it straight. But I guess we'll have to try it out, because now I'm curious. Mess. I'm gonna actually just store these up here. They don't need to be in the drawer. I know they say not to do that, but I do. Haven't had any issues with it yet. So remember, this is the LA's awesome. It's no longer good for wood. Although maybe it is, who knows. Maybe it's better for wood. I'll move some of the stuff. Let me just grab a cleaning cloth. Alright, let's see what we got here. I need to move Nikki over, move you guys over, move you down. There we go. I don't know if you can see, but there's some yuck on the cabinet counter. It's fine, hey. See what we got here. Seems to do a pretty good job because I had coffee spilt on this and it took it all right up. So, move this over. Give that a couple more sprays. Seems to work good. The only thing I don't like is the smell. It seems a little overwhelming. But if you're looking for something to clean wood or something similar, I guess, this does a good job. It's just, like I said, it's a little, smell-wise, it's a bit overpowering. And like I said, this is not the method. This is the LA's Totally Awesome Wood Cleaner. It comes from, I know I bought mine at the Dollar Tree, so I assume that's where you can find it. My daughter bought this for me as an adult many moons ago. She bought it for me one Mother's Day, and no matter where I've lived from that point, it's been moved right along with me. It's adorable. She got it for me because I like to make bread, and everybody always asks me if this is my secret bread recipe, and no, it is not. But I think it's funny that everybody assumes that it is. So even my kids, some of them that even know where the thing came from, think that's where the recipe came from. No, it's not. It is not. It's just a gift from my daughter to me. She always remembers me making bread growing up. And you know, the reason I made a lot of bread when they were growing up is because if you're raising 8 children, that's a cheap way to do it, and it's a filler. But of course, eating a lot of bread for me and my husband caused a lot of weight issues, so.
What's so bad about that? So why won't you follow? Why won't you follow me home? I know I can't make you mine, yes I ran out of time.
I have not been making much bread these days. That needs to be straightened out. Rinse this cloth out really well because I want to use it on my counter. I want to keep dirtying up cloth. And I got some garbage that needs to go in the trash. My kitchen was nowhere near as bad this time around, thankfully. Although to you it may have looked as bad. Maybe it wasn't bad, who knows. Maybe I just wasn't so effective this time by it. But believe it or not, it was completely clean at one point yesterday. And it just takes on a life all of its own. any of you caught my short today with the diapers, putting the diapers away, and you're new here, I do not have a baby. I have 2 male elderly dogs. They are unneutered. Big mistake, but I will tell you they've never gotten any other dog pregnant, so. But they will pee everywhere. No matter how much you bring them outside, they will come in and they will mark their territory and pee and pee and pee. So they are in diapers, they're staying in diapers, they've been in diapers for a very long time. And the diapers that I was putting away were actually for them, not my baby, other than they are my fur babies. And we found it to be a much better option than trying to rehome them, or, you know, we even spoke to a vet and we were told that even if we did have them neutered, that the possibility of them still marking their territory where they had done it for so long, that it would be, basically they would still keep doing it. So we opted not to do that. They have been with us for a very long time. We've had them both since they were puppies, and we believe, I'm thinking that they're anywhere between, there's a big discrepancy in our family, but, oh, hi, there you are, we're talking about you. There's a big discrepancy in our family, but we think that these dogs of ours are between, going towards 16 to 17 years old. So he's an old man, and his brother is. His brother's a little less healthy than he is, but, you know, they're sweethearts. You love Mama, don't you? Yeah. You want to get down? You want to get down? Okay, you get down. So, if you notice them roaming around in a diaper, you know why. That is why they wear a diaper. Because I do not want pee all over my house. So, they get bathed and so forth and changed like a baby. So that's why, if you saw my short today, I was restocking diapers. I don't have a baby. Just 2 crazy old puppies, huh? Drained out. Into a bowl. I'm going to add some salt and some pepper. I'm not going to add any more parsley, it really doesn't need it. Okay, Lulu, watch out for Mama. There you go. I don't use my big hand mixer. I don't really see a point. These are just something quick. Use my there we go. I think it's my first time using it. I need butter and some milk. Keep reminding myself not to cut on my countertop at all, which is a bad habit anyway, because of it being contact paper. It's much more susceptible to damage than a normal countertop. It's a good habit to get into anyway, so when I do buy a new countertop, I'm used to not doing that at all. I use about half a stick of butter, give or take some. I like to use a pinch of baking soda. It makes them more fluffy. And when I say a pinch, I mean literally a pinch. Don't go overboard, it'll taste terrible. And milk. And I eyeball it as I go. The cord to this thing is awful. There we go. not mixing these on too high of a speed for the simple fact I'm trying to judge how much more milk I really need to put in these. And if we get cut off, because my camera's overheating again, it hates this particular battery I have, which is odd because it's a Canon battery. I'm simply adding milk, and I'm going to pull my meatloaf out, and I'm going to make some corn. I did want to come back while I cooked the corn because I did want to show you what I was going to do with it, because I found some things in my fridge. So, I know this is probably not the healthiest recipe or way to cook corn, but I don't think meatloaf or potatoes are generally healthy either, so we'll pick another night for healthy. Oh, you got it, Levi! I found these in my fridge, which is some bacon bits left over from a salad and Parmesan cheese. So I'm going to fry up my corn, add some salt and pepper. And some parsley flakes, because why not? And my bacon bits. Because I know that it needs to be used up. And there is enough corn here that there'll be left over, I'm sure, for tomorrow. Nobody's that huge into corn anyway, so if it gets people to eat the corn. And the reason I'm cooking it like this tonight as opposed to my microwave or something like that is just I kind of felt that this would be a lot faster. And we haven't really ate much all day either, so I think Greg has had toast today, and that's legitimately it. And no, it's not 9 o'clock. If you notice the clock in my kitchen, it's much earlier than that. I'm going to say it's about 7. We tend to eat late, we sleep late. We are not on a huge schedule with nobody actually leaving home to go to work. I'm going to add in my cheese now. Could we be on a better schedule? Absolutely. For sure. But once everything gets back to normal someday, this is normal for us. I wish things were more normal. We all do. But there you go. Fried corn with Parmesan and bacon. And I am going to go eat, and then I will be back to finish up cleaning this kitchen.
But if I can't have the real you, then let me make a 3D print.
I'm back. I ate dinner. I'm fat and happy. And I am going to clean off the top of my fridge, get rid of anything that's trash, or that shouldn't be up here, which I'm actually going to say, these don't belong up here. These have been sitting here forever. Those I believe are fine. There's my missing hair clip on the potato chips that are no good. And this needs to come down. And this needs dusting. No, not dusting. Washing. Wash, wash, wash. That's what it needs. Spray this down, and hopefully I can reach. If I can, I'm going to have to improvise. Hey Google, turn off the TV. I was watching a YouTube show that was fairly quiet, and it turned into somebody that's much, much louder, so I am not going to leave that on. I'm hoping, yeah, you can see. So, I cannot reach the back of this fridge. I should have known. So like I said, when it comes time, I will improvise to get the back because I don't want to leave that filthy. But take a look. Gross. Satisfying, but gross. Now, I'll go over it one more time. And I will be right back. I'm gonna grab something so I can wash the back of the fridge. Handy dandy spatula always does the trick. Get this again. And now I'm going to take this and just wrap it in the cloth. Ta-da! So I can get the back, which is in dire need of being cleaned. I don't know what's in this cleaning stuff, but it makes me cough. So, yeah, that worked. So if you can't reach the back of your fridge, wrapping a spatula in a cloth always works. Now I got a dirty spatula as well as a dirty cloth. There's that. And yes, I do realize that my hair is a heck of a mess today. It really looks something else. I have a few things I'm going to need to do here now that I'm going to be over the inside of my fridge. One is I need my trash bag, because I'm going to need it. And two, wipe it all down, of course. And I'm putting gloves on because these particular wipes bother my hands. I don't know why, but they just dry them right out. So, I don't think I need to. But I don't know what's on this top shelf. I may actually have to pull this one out. It's a mess. Ugh, everything's stuck. Alright, I am going to pull this one. It's stuck. There we go. And this right here is why I don't pull them very often, because I have to rearrange everything. Okay guys, watch out! But yes, this thing does have to come out and get washed. It's really got stuff stuck on. Ah, I hate when that happens. Yeah, maybe I should have just pulled them all. Would have been easier. The only thing I don't like about this fridge, it's a Hisense, which is the same as my stove, is the underneath the shelves there's like this little pocket and you can't get them off, and it don't come off. If something leaks, it stays underneath and you cannot get it out. I don't care what you do. If you if something somehow manages to get under there, it's stuck, like forever. I've tried flooding them with water, which does help some, but not all. That actually this time did help quite a great deal. Probably helps more than I realized. Because like I said, I don't take these out that often. I usually wipe it down. I decided to get the other shelf out and clean it with this in the sink too, because the other one came out easily for me, so this one did too, and I'm just going to clean them both. I've had this awful cough the last few days. Hopefully I can get this out and back on the track. What on earth? I have not had this out in a very long time, and yuck. Do not like what I'm seeing here. Dirty, dirty. Just gonna take this over to my sink. In case you couldn't see, I'm gonna wash this out. Gonna let my apples go free. I bought these apples at Walmart. I keep a close eye at Walmart when I go there. I check every single time. When I go at night, especially because these gala, I guess that's the way you say it, gala, however you say it, they are, I think they're 3 pounds. If you keep a close eye out, they clearance them for $1.50 a bag. So when I find them for $1.50 a bag, I buy 4 bags. That way they last me until hopefully I can find another clearance on them. Now, I'm not sure why they clearance them, because they seem to last just fine. But I'm not going to question why they clearance them, because that's when I buy them, so. Is I'm going to fill up my sink and let these just soak for the moment, I guess. Oh, I did it again. Actually, I'm going to scratch that plan because I just actually thought of something. The doors on the fridge are not clean. So instead of letting dishes that aren't too dirty soak, what I'm going to do Just pull the bins off the sides of my refrigerator doors so that they can soak and get cleaned up. So I'm going to point you back over this way. We're going to go pull this stuff off. So beautiful tonight. And the seams as well. The one thing I will say is the seams on this fridge, for whatever reason, do not seem like they close super tight. And I don't know why, but they just never have. If you don't have the fridge completely leveled right, it will pop back open. Take all this stuff. There. Got it. Now, what do I do with my cloth? Lost it again. Oh, in the fridge, of course. Wash it here. Oh my goodness, it looks so much better in here. So much better. For anybody that's noticed my odd hair color, feel free to laugh. I'm laughing. I've been laughing now for 2 weeks. Finally, I'm reaching the point where tomorrow I can re-dye this mess without having to worry too much about turning my hair green or purple or whatever color it could possibly kill me with stupidity with. Hopefully it's just going to turn dark brown, which is the color I'm going to dye it. And this monstrosity hair color can be gone because I am not loving it. My husband likes it. I don't. I'm not going to take any hair advice from him because he has no hair. He keeps his head shaved. So, he's not the best person to take hair advice from. But yes, tomorrow I am going to dye my hair again. And hopefully, hope against hope, this terrible bright red color will go away. Because with the lighting in my kitchen, it looks even worse. And outside it looks worse. So actually it probably just is worse. What? What? Why are you barking? I don't have nothing for you. Let me know how often you clean your fridge out. Or if you just give it a quick wipe down every so often, or tear it apart, or what you do. I mean, I gotta wipe these all down. Yeah, my kitchen's looking like a mess again. You see what I mean? Every time I do something, it's another mess. Get a clean towel. Another clean towel. And I ask, why do I have so much laundry? Well, I think we all know why. I might be saving on paper towel usage, but the laundry? Nope. Not a bit. I go through kitchen towels faster than people can say their name. Hopefully this is just gonna pop back in for me. On earth. Oh. Should not be that hard. It should not be that hard, right? It shouldn't go on that hard. I don't know. Maybe it should. So, you're out of washer fluid for your floors, which mine isn't empty, but this also isn't Swiffer Wet Jet fluid at all. If you're out, you know the drill. You pop it out, you go to the store, you buy a new one, your money is going out the door. But you don't have to do that. You don't have to keep buying these. They don't want you to know that, but you don't. What I've got right here is I've got a cup of water that I have boiled in the microwave for exactly 3 minutes from my microwave. It is steaming, boiling hot. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your empty bottle of cleaning solution for your floor, your Swiffer Wet Jet bottle. Mine actually came with my mop. It doesn't matter if it came with it or not. You are going to submerge your bottle into this boiling hot water and let it sit there for a few minutes. Now while we're doing that, let's talk about the pads. We all know the drill. You go to the store, you buy a box, you stick them on, you use them, you rip them off, and you toss them. It's honestly such a waste. But if you go to the Dollar Tree and you buy these pads, which are soft, extremely absorbent, in the back, the material on the back is made to Velcro. These are called the microfiber duster mop pad. I have 3 of these that I wash. I was washing them by hand, but they wash just as well in your machine, and you air dry them, and I'm going to show you. Because a lot of people worry that if they use something that's not Swiffer related, it's not going to stick. Well, let me assure you that these stick just fine. And they clean superior to this. Now you ask me, if they clean superior, why do you have these? Well, I've got a couple reasons. Number one, I've got old dogs that have mistakes, and in situations like that, these are great because nobody wants to wash something completely disgusting in their washing machine. But these were also leftover, so will I buy more? Probably not, because by then I'm going to have some older pads that it isn't going to matter if they get messed up too much. I'll just buy new. Now moving back over here to this, which we're going to be very careful because you're dealing with boiling water. And if anybody knows, they know that that cap is not meant to come off. That cap is seriously on there and you can't just turn it. But as soon as it's hit boiling water, as soon as it's hit boiling water, and it may not be quite ready yet. And this is not a special tool, it was just so I could grab it. It pops right off. When they put these together, they are glued. When you soak this cap in boiling water, the glue lets go. Now, that has been circulated around the internet a bit. It isn't my own personal tip. I don't know who realized that you could do that. And what I'm dumping out is just my old cleaning solution. It was some lemon scented stuff, and I'm just kind of tired of smelling it. So I'm going to wash out the bottle, and I'm going to add new. But even if you have to buy a new bottle every so often, every 6 months even, you're still saving yourself a ton of money. And I'm saying that you might have to buy a new one in case it, you know, doesn't function properly anymore, which I've not had that issue. I know a few people have mentioned that they do, but it does not leak when it's put back together. I've been using this a very long time. So. Lucky, come in here with Mommy, come on! I'm just gonna put some new cleaner in this. We will be good to go. And I did take the label off because I don't need it on there. No particular reason other than I just don't see the need. I am going to put some multi-purpose cleaner in here. This is not Fabuloso, it looks like it, but it's not. It's called Berry Blast. Figured it would be something different. Tired of smelling the same thing all the time because this has lasted me legitimately forever. And I just put as much as I want. This is a cheaper cleaner, so it isn't going to make the floors sticky because it's not strong enough. But as you see, it's perfectly fine. Mikey. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, that you learned a trick or two, and that you just enjoyed cleaning along with me. Maybe I inspired you to get your kitchen clean or some other area of your home.
I just see my past life. Having dreams in a dream, I wonder why I carried on with the things that made you lose your mind. There's no way I can undo what I've done. Can we be strangers again? Start fresh like a morning. What's so bad about that? So why won't you follow? Why won't you follow me home? I know I can't make you mine. Yes, I ran out of town. There's no hope for me. I fell down the bottom, so I fell down way deep. But if I can't have the real you, then let me make a 3D print of you. Of you.